Namo Namaha Bhaktam Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. Welcome back to the channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you are doing great. I am also good. And moving on with our Learning Sanskrit through Gita series. Today we will be decoding the 35th shloka from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And again, continuing with that chain of thought that we saw in the previous shloka, Krishna again here is giving all the worldly reasons or all the materialistic reasons to Arjuna so that he may persuade him to fight the war. So what is it and what we can learn from Sanskrit point of view? All this we'll see in the video. So without wasting any more time, let's quickly dive in today's video. Okay, so this is the shloka that we have today. Let me go through the shloka once. Bhayad ranaduparatam mamsyante tvam maharathaha yesham cha tvam bahumato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. Okay, so this is the original shloka and this is the Sandhi Vichcheda of the shloka. So very quickly, let us see what all Sandhis we can spot here. So you see these pada, bhayat and ranat. So in the original shloka, we see bhayad ranat. The change is this dakara in the place of this takara. And what Sandhi is this? So this is the Jashtva Sandhi. Due to Jashtva Sandhi, this takara is changing into the third consonant, ta, tha, da of its varga. So ta is changing into da. And the same sandhi is happening between these two pada also, ranat and uparatam. Okay, so bhayat, ranat, uparatam, they are joining as bhayad, ranad, uparatam. Okay, and then if we'll move on, so we see a sandhi here. And what sandhi is this? So this is the ukara sandhi, utva sandhi, due to which this bahumataha, this is changing into bahumato. Okay, visarga, this first changes into u, and then due to further modification, this u becomes o. So this bahumataha, this becomes bahumato, ukara sandhi, utva sandhi. And as always, you have the PDF sheet that you can download from the link in the description box. This PDF sheet contains all the sandhi details and all the word by word breakdown of this particular shloka. Okay, so you can have it for your own practice. Let us now move on and decode the shloka. Okay, so we are starting our shloka with this kriya pada mamsyante. And mamsyante, this means they will consider. And this kriya pada is coming from the dhatu man dhatu. Man dhatu means to think, to consider, right? Saha manyate. So he thinks or he considers. So in that sense, this dhatu is used. And the form here is lit lakara. That is the future tense. Prathama Purush, we are talking about some third person, and Bahuvachanam. So we are talking about plural, multiple third persons. Okay, so this dhatu in these properties becomes mamsyante. And this mamsyante means that they all will consider, they all will think in that sense. So we are starting with this kriya pada. And immediately a question will be, ke mamsyante, who all thinks? And the response we get is Maharathaha mamsyante. And Maharathaha, so this of course is coming from the Pratipadika Maharatha. So see, even though Maharathi, Atirathi, all these are specialized in military ranking. But here this Maharatha, this Pratipadika is in a general sense referring to all the mighty warriors, all the kings and all the leaders who are gathered there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra right now. Okay, and of course the Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachanam of this Pratipadika is Maharathaha. Because our Kriya Pada was Bahuvachanam, so Maharathaha mamsyante. All the mighty warriors and all the kings and leaders, they will think, they will consider. That is the sense. Okay, and if we'll move on, so the question will be, Kim mamsyante? That all those people, what will they think? What will they consider? And Krishna is saying, Maharathaha tvam uparatam mamsyante. So see what Krishna is saying, that all these mighty warriors will consider you, tvam. This is of course coming from the Pratipadika Yushmad. So Yushmad is our second person pronoun, the Madhyama Purush Sarvanama, and tvam, this is the Dutiya Vibhakti Ekvachanam. Why Dutiya Vibhakti? Because this is like the object, the karma of this Kriya. Okay, and now all these mighty warriors will consider you as what? So Krishna is saying that all these mighty warriors will consider you as Uparatam. They will consider you as someone who has withdrawn. Uparatam is someone who has withdrawn, someone who has turned their back. Okay. Because see, this pada is coming from the dhatu ram dhatu. Ram dhatu means to be engrossed in something, right? Because from this ram dhatu only, when we modify this dhatu using ta pratyay, so we get this pada rata. And rata means someone or something that is engrossed in something, right? But along with this upsarga, upa, so when we add this prefix upa with it, uparata, so the meaning reverses. So the meaning is something that has been withdrawn, something that has been taken back. That is uparata. So in our spiritual discipline, no, we talk about Shamadhi Shat Sampatti. Basically, 6 qualities that a spiritual seeker should have. Okay, 6 qualities that a spiritual seeker should develop in them so that they can stay intact in their spiritual journey. What are those 6 qualities? So we have Shama, Dama, Uparama, all these 6 qualities. But this Uparama, Uparati, this is the same thing. And Uparama, Uparati, this basically means withdrawing yourself from the external world. And there it means in the sense of our our sense organs, our sense faculties, that if you are able to withdraw your sense faculties from any such environment that is going to take you off path in your spiritual journey, that is that quality uparata. And the classic example that is given is how effortlessly a tortoise, he is able to withdraw his limb back into his shell whenever a danger approaches. So that is uparama. And Krishna, of course, is using this pada to describe Arjuna here. That how these mighty warriors are going to consider Arjuna. That Maharatha Tvam Uparatam Mansate. That they will consider you as someone who has abandoned, someone who has turned their back, or someone who has withdrawn. Okay, so that is the context so far. Now if we'll move on, so we have this question, Kasmat. So the response we get is Maharatha Tvam Ranat Uparatam Mamsyante. Ranat, from the battle. Because Ranat is of course coming from the Pratipadika Rana. Rana means war, battle. And Ranat, this is the Panchami Vibhakti Ekvachanam. And we use Panchami Vibhakti when we have to show this sense of separation. That separation from somewhere or something. And contextually also, I hope you're getting the point that Krishna is just giving this scenario to Arjuna that if you'll not fight this war, all these mighty warriors will consider you as someone who has ran away from the battle. Okay, so that is what he is saying, withdrawn from the battle, Ranat Uparatam. Okay, so I hope so far it is clear. And he's also giving one more point, Kasmat Karanat, that you ran away from the battle due to what? What was the reason? So Krishna is saying, Ranat Bhayat Uparatam. Bhayat. See, the Pratipadika here is Bhaya. Okay, and the use of Panchami Vibhakti here, Bhaya changing into Bhayat, this use of Panchami Vibhakti is to show the reason. Okay, whenever we show the reason due to this, so then also we use Panchami Vibhakti, right? Okay, so both these padas, Rana and Bhaya, they both are in Panchami Vibhakti. There is a slight change there is a slight difference in the way they are being used. Rana, it is used in the sense of showing separation from the battle. And Bhayat, it is showing the reason due to fear. But both are in Panchami Vibhakti. So now we'll decode this second line and we are starting with this Kriya Pada Yasyasi. And this Kriya Pada is coming from the Dhatu Ya Dhatu. Ya Dhatu is used in the sense to obtain, to attain in that sense. And the form here is Lit Lakara, again future tense, Madhyama Purush, because this is directly being attributed to Arjuna, the listener. So Madhyama Purush and Ekvachana, of course. Okay, so Ya Dhatu in these properties becomes Yasyasi, that you will attain, you will obtain in that sense. So immediately if we'll move on, the question will be Kim Yasyasi, that what will you obtain? And Krishna is saying, Tvam yasyasi laghavam. Laghavam. So laghavam, this is coming from the Pratipadika laghava. Okay. And before understanding this pada laghava, we have this more common pada laghu. So laghu is another Pratipadika. That means small. Okay, laghu means small, short. And from this Pratipadika, we are getting this another Pratipadika, which is laghava. And this laghava is just the bhava of being short, the bhava of being small. That is smallness. Okay, and with regards to a warrior, what is this smallness? This smallness is the ungreatness. That is it. Because in the previous shloka we spoke about akirti. So this is exactly that, akirti, the ungreatness, agaurav. Okay, the opposite of gaurav. Okay, so Krishna is saying that you, Arjuna, will attain to this ungreatness. You will attain to this disgrace. You will attain to this smallness. Okay, the Pratipadika Laghava, this is Laghavam. Why? Because it is in Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachanam. Because this Laghava is the karma of this Kriya Yasyasi. And who is the Karta? So, Tvam. That is Arjuna. This is the Karta. So, Karta, Kriya, Karma. Okay, and now if we'll move on, so we have one more information. That is why I'm asking this question, Kim Kritva? So, Krishna is saying, Bahumataha Bhutva. See, Bhutva. This is coming from Bhudhatu. And we have often seen this word, Bhudhatu, being modified using Tva Pratyay. So, Bhu plus Tva becomes Bhutva. That is having been. And Bahumataha. So, Bahumataha means someone who is respected. Someone who is held in high regards. Bahumataha. So, see, with this comparison, Krishna is trying to make apparent this comparison in front of Arjuna. That Bhutva Bahumataha. That having been someone who was held at high regards, having been someone who has received high honors, high praises, and respect of the society before. But now, tvam yasyasi laghavam. But now you will attain to ungreatness. You will attain to disgrace. Okay, so he is making this comparison stark in front of Arjuna, that you have always been someone who has been so much respected in the society, but this act of yours will be seen as cowardice, and so you will attain to laghava, you will attain to ungreatness. Okay, so I hope so far it is clear. See this bahumataha. So if you want to do the vigraha, this is samasa. If you want to do the vigraha, so you can understand this word as bahunam mataha. See, mataha, this means consideration. Okay, mataha, no, in Hindi we use this mata as vote. So mataha, this means consideration. And bahunam mataha, considered by a lot of people. So someone who is considered by a lot of people, bahunam mataha, iti bahumataha. That person is bahumata. Basically, someone who is honored, someone who is held at high regards by people. That is it. And if we'll move on, we just have one more information. Kesham, that in regards to whom all. Yesham, that for all whom. So this Pratipadika Yad in Pullinga Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachanam. Yesham, this is the Shashti Vibhakti and Bahuvachanam form. So Yad changes into Yesham, that for all whom. Okay, that what Krishna is saying is, for all whom you were earlier held at high regards, but now you will obtain ungreatness. That same set of people are going to think of you as a coward, and you will attain to ungreatness and disgrace. That is what Krishna is trying to say here. Okay, so I hope all these padas, everything is clear. Now let us quickly see the Anvaya along with the Anuvada also. So continuing with the same chain of thought that Krishna displayed in the previous shloka also, he is saying, Maharatha Tvam Bhayat Ranat Uparatam Mamsyante. That all the mighty warriors and kings, they will consider you, Mamsyante, they will consider you as someone who turned away from the battle due to fear. Okay. Ranat Uparatam, turned away from the battle, and Bhayat, due to fear. And then Krishna continues and say, Yesham cha bahumataha bhutva. And for all whom you have been someone who was held at high regards, but now tvam yasyasi laghavam. But now will attain to disgrace. You will attain to ungreatness. Okay, laghava, smallness. That is ungreatness for a warrior. Okay, so see, very early on in this chapter 2, Krishna, he said these words to Arjuna, that ashocyan anvashochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase, that even though you speak, you grieve about for all those people who don't deserve grieving, but yet you articulate your things as words of wisdom, prajnavada, the words of wisdom. That even though you are doing act that is not very wise, yet you are articulating it as the words spoken by a very wise person. Prajnavadanscha bhashase. And again, he is kind of repeating that same thing to Arjuna. That even though you are choosing not to fight this war for all the noble intentions that you think you have right now, but no one is going to understand that. No one is going to see your noble intentions behind not fighting this war. All they will gather is that you are a coward that ran from the battlefield due to the fear. Okay, so that is all they are going to see. And again, Krishna himself knows that even though Arjuna, he's talking about all these high values, noble intentions, but deep down the issue is different. But deep down, he's suffering from some own internal issues that have nothing to do with these noble intentions and all. Arjuna is just wrapping up them in those high sounding words. Okay, because Prajnavadanscha bhashase. See, there is this Ramdhari Singh Dinkar's beautiful work, Rashmi Rathi. There is this samvad between Krishna and Karna. And there, when all the peace talks between Pandava and Kauravas, they didn't work out. Krishna is finally talking to Karna, and he's doing that one last attempt. That if Karna can understand his point, and if Karna chooses not to fight the war, then Duryodhana without Karna is not going to fight the war, and then this battle won't happen. It will save so many lives. There, Karna also is very quick and at pointing out this thing, that why immediately everyone from Pandava side is favoring me. Because my own mother, even though she knew that I was alive, but before this war, no one approached me. But immediately when the war is about to happen, now everyone is showering love at me. Now even my mother Kunti, she's trying to approach me. She's trying to bring me on her side to for me to meet my brothers and all. Why all this love and attention immediately at that time? And he is very quick at pointing out that that is the fear of Kunti. That is the fear for his other sons. And there in that beautiful samvada, there is this line where he says, क्या हुआ कि अब अकुलाती हैं, किस कारण मुझे बुलाती हैं, क्या 5 पुत्र हो जाने पर, सुत के धनधाम गंवाने पर, या महानाश के छाने पर, अथवा मन के घबराने पर, अथवा मन के घबराने पर. So he very rightly points out that is this high philosophy, is this noble intention, or is this fear of heart? What is this? And that is what Krishna is pointing out here also, that your noble intentions will not be seen, will not be understood by anyone, and all they are going to see you is as a coward who ran away from the battlefield due to fear. So, see how convincing reasons, even materialistic reasons, Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Because he just want that something, if it sticks to Arjuna, then he'll be open and he can tell him greater truths. He can tell him higher philosophies that is actually going to solve what is the deepest, the innermost problem of Arjuna that is facing right now. Okay, so again, Krishna at work, his magic at work. So I hope the meaning behind this shloka was clear. All the padas, they were clear. You have the PDF sheet, you can refer it for your own practice. I'll meet you with another shloka in another video. Until then, stay awesome, stay happy, keep learning Sanskrit. Vayam punha milamaha. Dhanyavad.